Hey everybody, Carter here from RMS. A few weeks ago, we did a massive overhaul of our in-ear system. I'm a big gear nerd. I love Rig Rundown, so I thought some of you gear nerds out there might enjoy this. This is the Tower of Power, as we like to call it. This is our in-ear monitor rack. So up at the top, we have the X32, pretty much industry standard digital rack mixer. Think of a big mixing board all wrapped into here and controllable via an iPad. And then we have a Furman power conditioner powering that unit and a few other things. We have our 4 in-ear transmitters. These send the signal to our wireless body packs, so we're able to get that mix and we're able to move about the stage as we normally would. And then the upgrade that we made were these 2 MS8000 rack mount splitters. Originally, we had a big 32-channel floor snake. So it's a big box with 32 inputs, just like these. And we would have to plug in all of the microphones, instruments, everything that would go into the front of house into that box first. Then a split would come to the back of this, which we'll take a look at in a second. And then another split would go to the front of house. It works great for what it is, but the problem is that it takes a long time to get set up. It's really cumbersome to carry around, and when you're getting pressured to set up as fast as you can and tear down as fast as you can, that's not really always the most optimal way of doing things. Fundamentally, it works the same way. These act as a splitter. On the back, there's 2 outputs, and they copy the signal that comes in, and they send it, one up here, and one will go to front of house, and we will take a look at that. But I wanted to show you the front end. So what we do is we plug in all of our inputs. So the first one would be Aaron's vocals, and then we have it marked for center stage. My vocals, stage left, Stetson, French, so on and so forth, guitar, bass, and then we have all of our drum mics as well. Now, we don't always run drums through the front of house depending on the venue that we're playing at, but we do have the ability to run these things through our in-ears, and that makes it easier for French to hear what he's doing and get more of a mix that he likes. We also added a talkback option as well, too. There was a few shows last year where it really would have been nice to be able to talk to each other on a closed circuit. You know, when we talk through the microphone, we're essentially talking over the front of house, so everybody can hear what we're saying. And rather than running up and yelling at each other through our ears, this is just going to be a nice little feature to have. So let's take a look at the back. The X32 is like a big console unit, all fitting into this case, controllable by an iPad. It's pretty industry standard, so if you don't know what this is, just go ahead and Google it. Now, for my cable management friends, we did about as good as we possibly could on these back ends here, but some of these cables are a little bit longer, and there's only so much space that you can do. However, this does bring up a really nice point. So every time that we would play a show with that floor snake, we would have to plug all of these in every single time. Now, it's not super difficult, but time-consuming, especially when you're trying to set up off stage and then trying to load on stage. So what we did with this is we're able to keep everything plugged in. We don't have to unplug anything. And so those inputs in the front, they get split. There's 2, one that goes down, which I'll talk about this in a minute, and then one that goes up. So the X32 lets us have a signal that we can manipulate. We can create our own in-ear mixes with EQs and effects and all those different types of things. And when it gets split and sent to front of house, they get a completely dry signal. So we're completely independent from whatever they do, which is exactly what you want in this type of situation. We then have stereo running to all of the in-ear units, and then one of the splits comes to this patch bay down here. And as you can see, they're all labeled. So we still have to plug these in every single time, but this is literally a just 1 through 16 label. And then it comes out to this snake, and we just give them the tails. It's super simple. It saves us probably 10 to 15 minutes worth of setup, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you are trying to load in and load off a stage as fast as you can, that is a ton of time. So I'm really excited to use this system. I'm super stoked about it. So anybody have any questions, just go ahead and comment, and I will answer them the best I can. If you want to see how we use the laptop, there is a separate video on my TikTok, and I believe I uploaded it to the band page as well. kind of talking about how we do our click and all of those things. That just gets plugged in via USB to the X32, and then the X32 digitally sends us a signal for that. So anyway, yeah, big nerd moment. Super excited. Hope you guys have a good one.